Hey, welcome to Hashtag with Nabuguzi Kiwanuka. This is the place where we help you unravel social constructs, discuss self-development in line with mental health, emotional well-being, and everything in between that directly or indirectly affects us in the millennial world around us. My goal is to create a virtual platform for you and I to explore and engage in pertinent conversations society is silent about. What you get out of this is without doubt a chance for you to have moments of self-assessment so that you can ably jump into your next best season. To borrow the windows, mirrors, and sliding doors phrase coined by Dr. Rudin Sims Bishop, Hashtag with Nabuguzi Kiwanuka is a podcast that manifests the importance of millennials having both mirrors and windows in the content we consume. Mirrors so that we can see reflections of ourselves in the stories and conversations on the podcast, and windows so that we can see the worlds of other people. This has been proven to be a powerful way one can become more self-aware and a tool that helps us to build connection and a sense of belonging. As the host and fast receiver of the content I share on this podcast, I have experienced mirrors that have brought me to tears during some recording sessions, and also experienced windows that launched me into other people's experiences that have left me dumbstruck. We are all connected. In science, tests prove that, and in society, conversations make us one and the same. To those of you joining me for the first time, welcome. I am Nabuguzi Kiwanuka. The subscribers that have been waiting for my return, we are back! Season 3 is here. Grab your gadgets, headsets, and whatever makes it easier for you to catch audio content. So, we have faced so much adversity in the past 2 years, and this has forced us to have various shifts in the way we view life. If there be a win for me in the past 2 years though, it is that there was a significant increase in the number of people that appreciated the magnitude of mental health. The never-ending lockdowns, the variants that keep changing form, the conspiracy theories, etc. Those things have continued to take a toll on our mental health and emotional wellness. And this right here got us more into conversations about the topic. When the world threw us to ourselves and forced us to be still, what had been dismissed as a non-African issue started manifesting itself in our very own African minds and households. Were we ready? Did we have means to cope? Not at all. Therefore, I take this opportunity to thank everyone, mental health professionals and advocates who worked and continue to work tirelessly day and night to keep us afloat. I also congratulate you upon making it to another set of 365 days. Before we go on with season 3, I have a ask. Why are you tiptoeing into this year? Why haven't you written those New Year resolutions like you have always done? Why? When I was preparing this season's introduction, I took a look at the top 5 episodes, and my very first episode, which was about drafting New Year resolutions, is currently the 3rd most listened to episode on my podcast. That tells me that even with how the coronavirus kept stifling our ability to thrive, we kept looking for ways to recalibrate. So in this episode, the very first episode that I was talking about, there were 3 things I talked about that should not miss on your New Year resolutions list. And those 3 things are commitment, emotional intelligence, and living life with intention. I will not get into details of all of them, but I'm going to talk a little bit about emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence for me is the most important one of them all, because without it, nothing can be done effectively. The attributes of being self-aware, the ability to regulate yourself, the mastering of self-control, and also the art of relating with people all fall under the umbrella of emotional intelligence, and you cannot do without them even when it comes to securing your audacious goals. You may not create an itemized list of things you want to achieve this year, but I beg you, or even command, that you have the goal of increasing emotional intelligence. It will equally help you with your mental health. Podcastically, do not Google that word. It does not exist. I surely outdid myself last year, and I could not have done it without you. The podcast, the baby that was less than 2 years. Meanwhile, we made 2 years at the end of last year. So, yay! So the baby that was less than 2 years moved transborder, and I managed to publish 9 episodes that featured Kenyans and 1 Ugandan born and bred in Kenya. The dream is to make Hashtime with Nabuguzi Kiwanuka a continental platform. And again, only you can help me make that dream true. For every episode that you get to listen to, please do share it with your friends in whatever country they are. To everyone who said yes to me last year, thank you for continuing to make my podcast relevant. I also take this opportunity to thank everyone that takes time to give me feedback. You people fuel me. We signed off season 2 with the 50th episode that highlighted the need for all of us to heal. The episode is an embodiment of the podcast's whole purpose, and there couldn't be a better way for us to sign off season 2. Thanks to you, Miss Weezer, for leaving us with such a vital reminder. I hope you started your journey to healing, and if you haven't, worry not. You and I still have a chance to figure out what will work for us to move forward. So, what next? This season will not be any different from the core values of the podcast. Authentic and raw conversations that inspire you and I to be a better version of ourselves, even if it requires us to contradict who we were 24 hours ago, will continue to be published every Wednesday. Now, you might be new and have seen all the episodes and wonder to yourself, can I really start from episode 1? The answer is yes. I'd recommend that so that you can get to have an experience of how much I have grown with the podcast. You never know. It might inspire you to work on that project that you have always planned to start. But if you feel like you are comfortable with starting in the middle of something, you can do that. Thank you for tuning in to Hashtime with Nabuguzi Kiwanuka. If you cannot wait to listen in to all that is in store for you, make sure you subscribe to Hashtime with Nabuguzi Kiwanuka in your podcast platform of choice and share it with your friends. Let them know that this is content designed for their growth. Feel free to also share the insights about what connected with you on social media, and be sure to tag us. We are at Hashtime with Nabuguzi Kiwanuka on Facebook and Instagram, and on Twitter our handle is at HTNK Podcast. You can also reach us on our email, htnkpodcast@gmail.com. I really look forward to hearing from you. Happy New Year! Happy New Year! New Year!